Hello, my name is HAPruitt. I'm the author of Anelthalien, and in this video I am going to continue the story behind the second book in the Anelthalien series, Earth Quaking. Earth Quaking is set to come out June 30th, 2021, so it's coming closer. I'm making this video on the last day of May in 2021. So for this video and the story behind Earth Quaking, I need to take a step out of author life and explain some things first. So, Scott and I have a relative who we'll call Maisley because Maisley's one of my guinea pigs, and so we'll just use Maisley's name. Maisley and Maisley's family is who we will call them in this video. So, we had known for a while that Maisley's family was at risk of having their kids taken, their 4 kids taken, but that risk had been going on for so long it felt more like an empty threat. I mean, it had been going on for quite a few years at this point, and so like I said, it kind of felt like an empty threat. Like it wasn't actually going to happen, but they just kept telling it to them to help them motivate. But on April 1st, so in the last video I left off on April 1st, how the 2 days before that, I just figured out how to start working on my cover really well, and I was getting in the swing of things and it was going well. And then on April 1st, that morning, I don't remember if it was like the day before or something, but again we had heard it come up that they were at risk of having their kids taken away and Maisley's family really needed to get it together or else it was going to happen. And I guess I also need to explain that since we're family, we would have priority. If we said we would want to, we could take in the kids if they got taken away. And so we don't really have any other family that could do that. We have some family that's much older, but it would very likely be us who would take the kids. So that's what we knew at that point. And like I said, I think somehow we had heard that they had had another warning that the kids would be taken away if such and such happened. So on April 1st that morning while I was praying, I know God was trying to get through to me, and he was telling me to enjoy that time with him, that prayer time with him. Like, guys, before the kids came, I would pray for like 3-4 hours in the morning. I'm not even kidding. I know that might sound silly and weird, but it was really good, and it was good. I prayed for a lot of people, I prayed for a lot of things, and I just really need to talk to God a lot. Yeah, so and often I felt like it was a waste of time. I think that was just Satan like trying to get at me, but it's never a waste of time to spend time with God and to pour into other people's lives through that intercession for people. So I would do that. And while I was praying that morning, I just kept feeling like it was going to happen. But I didn't want to believe that the kids would get taken and we would have to take them in. I didn't want to believe that because my husband and I have a really good life. Like, God has literally blessed us, given us a home in a beautiful place, and given us a good marriage because we founded it on him. He's given Scott a wonderful job where I can work from home, and I can be a pastor's wife, and I can be an author, and I can be all these other jobs that don't get paid anything because he has such a good job. God has given us such a good life where we have what we need, and it's just good. Yeah, so I don't know why I just told you that, but I did. So back to April 1st in that morning, God was trying to get through to me that it was going to end. All of that's why I told you that, because that all was going to end. And I didn't want to believe that because I didn't want that to end. We have a good life. I tried to tell myself that was just me being paranoid because like I said, the DFS workers had often said, we're going to take the kids, we're going to take the kids. And I would always get scared every time. But at that point, it just kind of felt like, no, it won't happen. They say this all the time. You know, Maisley's family, they say this all the time. It'll be okay. And so we went through the day and it was fine and everything was fine on April 1st. And then after dinner, my husband and I got to eat dinner together. We spend time together in the evenings, and after dinner, like, he was thinking about what he was gonna do and I was thinking about what I was gonna do, and I was excited to work on my cover. And I don't remember what time it was exactly, but Maisley called and said they were taking the kids right then, and if we didn't come and get them, they would go into the system. And how everything is with the kids and everything, I can't say everything, but if we didn't take the kids would go into the system, which means they would be in foster care much longer than if we took them. And it also meant that the kids would be split up for reasons. The kids would be split up. And so we didn't really have a choice. Like, of course we had a choice. We could have said no, but we didn't really have a choice, meaning that if we didn't take the kids, we would be the bad guys. And so my husband got that phone call and he said, I gotta go. And he went, and he told me, work on your cover, just be calm, just don't worry about it, just work on your cover. But we knew we had to clean up the house. Like, our house isn't dirty, we try to keep house, but our house, we have never had children. We don't have children. Our house is not child-proof. I am an artist who has ceramics around the house. He's a pastor who has commentaries around the house. Like, our house is just not child-proof. We've never had children around here, and we've never had to try and make sure that things that can be destroyed are not in safe places. Like, we just have stuff in places. We have books on bookshelves. We have outlets that don't have plugs in them, you know, like, and so I started cleaning, and we literally had to change everything. I don't even know where to begin, but we literally had to change everything. Every room in our house we had to take all of the stuff out of every single room in our house and shove it all in our bedroom so the kids wouldn't get into it. Like, and we have found in these 2 months, that was April 1st and now it's the end of May, and we have found in these 2 months that we have to keep taking stuff away because everything they get their hands on, they destroy. It's so sad. Everything. Like, we give them books and they've ripped the covers off of books. We gave them little, like, toys, and they bite the toys and tear the toys up, and it's so hard. We had to change literally everything. Absolutely everything. And it was we were completely shaken. It was so difficult. That first night was so difficult. And I just want to give you, because we've had a lot of people say, oh, you know, welcome to parenthood, that's just how kids are, ha ha ha. And it's just not like that. Like, the kids spent 1 hour with DFS in between leaving Maisley's family and coming to our home. And DFS told my husband, they said, we usually don't do this at all because the kids aren't supposed to be watched by anybody except the foster family. But they said, if you need help and you trust somebody, they can babysit the kids. They said, they're that difficult to control. You can do that. They made that exception. And so it's not like my husband and I will look at other kids and we're like, oh, they've been raised. You know, it's not like we got to plan 9 months about these kids coming into our home, and we got to plan and we got to raise them how we wanted. In 1 hour, we inherited, that's not the right word. In 1 hour, we got 4 kids who have no structure, no discipline, nothing. They're just, like, there's a reason they're in foster care, you know? They're just all over the place. There's one of them is always screaming and threatening to kill us and making death threats and cussing us out, and another one is always, if you don't pay attention to them, every single second of the day they throw fits and they throw things at you and they kick you. And then there's another one who, like, that one throws things at you too, and then there's another one who just won't listen at all, and like it's from 9 to 2, the ages, and so their needs are just all over the place. Like, it is exciting if we get underwear on everybody at the beginning of the day. Like, these kids just need a lot of help. And it's really hard. But the first 2 weeks were probably the hardest because everything changed. And not just our home, we didn't just have to rearrange our home, but everything. I couldn't pray anymore. That first day that the kids were there, that first morning, I couldn't clean my guinea pigs. I couldn't feed my guinea pigs. I couldn't take care of them. I couldn't eat myself. And still, like, the kids, you can't eat a meal without them screaming at you and saying, "That's not fair, you have food and we don't," when we just fed them and we're trying to eat the littlest thing. We have to sneak food to eat it. It's so ridiculous. I can't pray. I can barely read my Bible. I have to hide in my bathroom to read my Bible. If you're not paying attention to them all the time, they're knocking on your door, screaming at you. It's so difficult. Everything has changed. My husband and I can't spend time together. We can't eat a meal together. For one Sunday, a lady took them, like a month after they had been there, a lady took them for Sunday afternoon to watch them. And we got to eat a meal together. And that was just so wonderful, just being able to eat a meal with my husband. It's so hard just not being able to do anything. It's so hard. And there's so many more things. Like I said, the hitting, the kicking, the screaming, the cussing, they insult me all the time. Everything is just completely shaken up. I'm so sorry about the mower outside. I can't do anything. I can't even do my work. Like, I have to hide my phone. The kids are at the babysitter right now for a few hours, and so I'm trying to get done what I can, and my husband's trying to mow, and it's just ridiculous. It's so ridiculous, and I'm sorry this has turned into me kind of venting, but I want you to understand that it's not just like, oh, you have 4 kids and they're precious and wonderful and you get to pour into them, and that's what everybody thinks, that's what everybody wants, but it's a circus. It's such a circus. We were at church last night and one's rolling under a pew screaming, another one's kicking down a door, one my husband has to hold while he's preaching because they won't stop running around the church, and one is like carrying things around the church, just like interrupting everybody's focus. We can't focus on God. That is the most difficult thing. I can't pray anymore. My mind is so boggled. It's so difficult to be separated from God like this. It's so hard. Every second I get of just being able to, every second, because it does come in seconds, I just want to pray to God and talk to God. And I was so scared those first few days. This is where it comes back to Earth Quaking. I was so scared those first few weeks that I wouldn't be able to finish. I was so scared. Like, God had given me this thing. And I was like, God, you gave me this book to write. You gave me this book to publish. Why did you give me those kids in these last 2 months, these last 3 months? I'm not ready to publish. I'm not going to be able to work on my book at all. I'm so scared, and I was so angry. I was so angry. So God, you gave me this thing to do, and now you gave me this other thing to do that consumes 24 hours of my life, and I can't do anything else you've given me to do, God. I can't do anything else. Those first 2 weeks, literally, I couldn't work on my book. I couldn't pray. I couldn't do anything else but rearrange the house, stop the kids from destroying things, and try to figure stuff out. I mean, it was just awful. It's just awful. And I was so scared that I wouldn't be able to finish this book and do what God wanted me to do. I felt like such a failure in every single area of my life, especially taking care of the kids. I felt like a failure, especially in taking care of the kids, and so shaken. And so that's where I'm going to stop this video, because I just wanted to explain how shaken up life was. And it wasn't until when I was writing about this video and thinking about it that I thought about how that's such a theme in the book. How life you think you're on this one track to this one destination, and then everything gets thrown in the air and derailed and shaken up and obscured, and you can't see there's any way you're possibly going to make it even one step further because of all this darkness and weight and difficulty. And so next time I will tell you about what God did in this situation and what he is still doing. And so please stay tuned for next week, where you will hear how God can bring hope even in the most darkest, most hopeless, most helpless, most shaken up situations. So please follow my channel, please subscribe, please like this video, please comment, and please stay tuned to hear that God did not leave and he was still there. So thank you for watching. Bye. If you want to know more about Anelthalien or HAPruitt, please follow me on Instagram at HAPruitt. You can find me on Amazon as an Amazon author, HAPruitt. Please watch my YouTube channel and all my cool videos on my channel, HAPruitt Anelthalien. You can find me on the Facebook page, HAPruitt Anelthalien. You can follow me on Goodreads by the name HAPruitt and the book Anelthalien, or you can go to my website where so much cool stuff about Anelthalien is. The website is HAPruitt.com. I feel like I'm gonna have to close the window.